If you're trying to sprout vegetable seeds, but you're tired of them either not sprouting or going all moldy, then I can help you out. I have been growing microgreens in cans for years, and I will show you how to grow so many seeds that you will eat half of them before you even plant them out in the garden. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but here in the tropics, we keep our seeds in the fridge. First, I sort the seeds into big or small. What is big and what is small, I hear you say? Well, anything bigger than a radish seed is big and needs to be soaked, and anything smaller can be sown straight onto the soil. I have found that 12 hours is ample, so what I do is I put them in the mason jars to soak overnight, and then I will strain them in the morning and sow them into the trays. You're probably used to people sowing seeds into punnets, but I use barbecue trays. Simple aluminium barbecue trays that stack, and I will show you why. To prep the trays ready for the seeds, I'm going to put 1 to 2 handfuls of Searles Premium Potting Mix in each tray of potting mix. No, let's make it 3, maybe generous. Pat it down. Then I'm going to strain the seeds and sprinkle them across the top of the soil. These are the zucchini seeds. Straight onto the surface of the soil. Make sure they're spaced out a bit. Don't forget to label them. This is for the zucchini, and then stack. On the top, I'm not going to cover the seeds with soil. I'm going to put the tray directly on top of the one below and stack the trays on top of each other, ready to put into the germination chamber. Look, my beans. Use the label right here so I remember what they are. And lastly, my rosellas. Mold won't transfer to the other seeds. My rosella doesn't have a seed packet for me to snip up, so I'm just going to use this box. Rosella. I haven't spoken much about choosing seed varieties in this video, but I would love to hear your comments. So if there's anything you'd like to see me grow, or if there's anything that you are growing at this time of year, then please jump on down into the comment section and leave a note. I'd love to hear what you have to say. These are my small seeds. This is the yellow capsicum. And sprinkle it across the top of the soil. And I'm not going to cover them with soil. I'm simply going to stack the next tray on top. These are my red capsicums. I'm looking forward to a big capsicum crop this year. Then an empty tray goes on top, and they're ready to go into the germination chamber. Next, the seeds go into the germination chamber. The chamber needs to be pitch black. There needs to be absolutely no sunlight coming in. It has to be dank and dark, just like a dungeon. Here's my germination chamber.
I see you! But you
Most people, when germinating seeds, stop there. They put the seeds in a dark place, they cover them with soil, but in our case we're putting the tray on top. But to really kick those seeds on, we put a brick on top of it. The brick really spurs the seeds to germinate. They push their little roots down into the soil a lot more, making for stronger seeds and a much higher germination rate. You'll sometimes find the seeds on the sides that weren't compressed by the brick don't germinate as quickly or as strongly. The seeds need to be in the germination chamber for 3 days or 3 nights. No peeking. The more you disturb the seeds, move them around and shine light in as you check them, the less well they do. So you need to control yourself and keep the seeds in that germination chamber completely dark, weighed under by bricks, and you will have the best germination results. If you found any of this interesting or you've learnt something new here on this video, please do consider subscribing. I've been growing gardens in cans for 15 years. I've got a lot of background knowledge on how to grow things in our climate specifically. So I would really love for you to join me, subscribe to this channel, and keep learning as I show you all around the amazing gardens that are here in Cairns. After 3 days, open them up, have a look, see what's sprouted, see what is just beginning to sprout. And sometimes you may even need to put them in for another day or 2. Okay, are you ready to see how the seeds went in the germination chamber? As you can see, the rosella, the beans and the zucchini have all sprouted. They're nice and tall and pushing their way out from under the brick, but the tomatoes and the capsicum still need another day or 2. So I'll put them straight back into the chamber for another couple of days. The reason we don't start seeds and seedlings until March, April is because of the late season weather swings. So it's 2026 and right now there is a Category 5 cyclone sitting out above Cooktown, which is bringing in a lot of rain. So if we had already planted and started our seeds and started planting them out, they would have become rain damaged and waterlogged, and they'd be no good. You would have wasted your time and money. I've tried heaps of different growing mediums for the seeds, but potting mix really is the best. I find that the seeds will sprout faster and grow twice as large using potting mix versus other sterile mediums such as cotton balls or coir peat. I sprinkle the seeds straight onto the surface of the soil and then place another tray directly on top. I don't put soil on top. This allows me to see the seeds and see if they even germinated at all. Sometimes seeds seem to just disappear, and if they're covered with soil, you don't know what happened to them, whether they got mold or they were eaten by ants. Whereas if they're sitting directly on the surface, you can actually see what happened to the seed while it was germinating. The stack of trays on top of the seeds provides a blanket. The seeds do like to be underneath something. They do like to have something on their surface. So rather than soil, we're stacking the trays one on top of the other. Now, as you can see, the soil that I'm putting in is quite damp. If the soil was too dry, I would have put the soil in first as a layer, and then I would have sprinkled the seeds on first. Dry soil and dry seeds leads to a much more even distribution of seeds, especially the really small ones. Then I would have got a water spray bottle and then sprayed directly down onto the seeds to soak that soil from the top down. Another benefit to the barbecue trays is that they don't have drainage holes, so they don't leak everywhere when you water them. This means that you can store them inside on a bench or on a windowsill, The way to water your seeds is to use half a cup of water and drizzle it along the edge of the pot. The center of the tray will stay more moist than the outside. They will start growing pretty quickly. Then it won't take long and you'll have to transplant them into bigger pots. I always transplant them into bigger pots to let their roots get a little bit deeper before I then put them in the big vegetable garden outside. Tying into my joke at the very beginning of this video, if you do wish to eat any of your seeds that you've sprouted, any of the vegetables that you can eat the leaves off can be eaten as microgreens. You will just use scissors and snip at the base just above the soil, and then you can eat them raw. Happy sprouting, you guys. I really hope you get as much of a kick from sprouting your own seeds as I do. I love opening up the germination chamber and seeing what has grown in there. And even more so, I love watching them grow really tall and green in the trays out here in the bright indirect light. And soon they will be transplanted into pots, ready to go out into the big garden.